Sorry, the video broke up, but I just had a few things that I wanted to finish with it. So yeah, you should have an expectation um, on your form. So just as an example, a bent over row might start, and your first week might be perfect form. If your form's breaking down by week 2 or 3, just to get stronger, then we're starting to ego lift there. We're chasing the weight over the form, which there needs to be a bit of a balance. Don't get me wrong. In order to push to new boundaries, it is important to sometimes just sling the steel around, and it sometimes doesn't look pretty. But this is why I train in the way that I do. So I'll have a working set and then a back off set. You'll have seen it a lot being done recently through the bodybuilding community, but it is something that I strongly recommend, because then you've got that first working set where if you are trying, say we're 13, 14 weeks into an off season, and you're as strong as you've possibly got, and in order to make little progress, your form does slip slightly. That's fine, because you've touched that new weight, and then your back offset, you might drop it by say 10-20%, and then you'll go for more reps. But that back offset should be perfect form. And if you're always focusing on that back offset being perfect form eventually over those weeks, that back offset used to be your working set. So it might have been an untidy working set 3 weeks ago for 6 reps. Now it's a really clean back offset, and you're in 12 really good reps with it. So that's where the development is, So it's just being smart with your training, for sure. Last point that I forgot about. I don't think that lads stay in an off season long enough in a muscle gaining phase, and this is because of the poor protocols that they put in place for their bulking season. I think a lot of lads, I mean, you can look at it around the gym all the time. They'll spend 6-7 weeks in an off season, and if that, eating as much shit as they can. They feel bloated, they feel fat, and all of a sudden they'll say, I'm just going to have a little cut, and then I'll go at it again. Then they start cutting, they do that half-assed, they don't get lean, so they extend that on. And as soon as you've known it, basically what they've done is they've spent 6 weeks getting marginally stronger because they've not given it enough time. Then they've gone into a cutting phase where all of a sudden they've gone down to doing things like supersets and drop sets and whatnot, and not still lifting these big weights. And then when they go back to bulking again in 6 weeks, they're no further on from where they were 12 weeks ago. So my advice is to stay in an off season as long as you can. I'm 22 weeks into mine now, and I still don't look fat. Don't get me wrong, it's not the tightest I've ever been, but we're still seeing cuts and whatnot. You've got to stay in it. You've got to stay in it, and you've got to get strong. And don't always worry about the belly, because the strongest guys, if you ever have a look at the bodybuilders, the biggest and strongest guys, their off seasons weren't always pretty. And I'm not saying that that's what we all want, but everyone's goal who goes into a gym is to build muscle. So why you wouldn't do it in the most efficient way possible is beyond me. I've done it myself over the years, where I've wasted time. But now with the knowledge that I've got, I just would never, ever waste time just jumping in and out of bulks and cuts. There's definitely a thing to be said about mini cuts, and that's when basically you have got untidy and you've got to the stage where no matter how far you push the calories up, you're just getting fatter and fatter, and at that stage it's good to reset, go in hard for 4 weeks, get a bit of fat off, and then again slowly push the calories back up. So yeah, I do advocate it at that stage, but I think that people do that far too early. In terms of pushing the calories up as well, this is an important thing. They should go up slow. So say for argument's sake you're on 3,500 calories a day, and you're looking in the mirror and your body's responding well to it, you're not getting any fatter as such, you're just looking good. Let's try push them up now, but that doesn't mean that you're going straight up to 4,500. We'll go from 3,500, we might add 250 calories in for that week, so you're at 3,750 for that week. You then assess again, you look in the mirror, oh hang on a minute, I'm not looking as good as I did a few weeks ago, let's just keep it, let's hold it at that. I'm still getting stronger. I know that my lifts are still going up. Let's just hold it at that. Then you've held it at that. The week comes next, and you're looking tidy again. So then you go up to 4,000, and this is the whole setup that should be really focused on, because without that it's just guesswork. You know, you don't know your energy balance, but you can really work your energy balance out from doing it in this way. By either, as I say, going by visual or scales. I don't recommend scales as much. Visual is much more important, because you've got to remember you are going to be heavier. You're trying to be heavier. This is your time to be heavy. You know, I haven't been on the scales for probably 2 or 3 weeks now on my coach's orders. And God knows what I'm sat at. I could be sat at 15 stone for all I know, but because I'm not going by that scale and I'm focusing on, I know that I'm putting the calories in. I know that I'm getting stronger, so I know that it's working. I know whatever I'm doing is working. So you trust the process instead of over analysing the scales and getting beat up about them. Because I know that is a really hard thing to get over. You know, once you start getting too obsessed with it. So yeah. Any other questions, I'm more than happy to help. Please don't think that when I do these videos, this is a go at people because they don't have the knowledge. It's basically because I've learned it now. I've chosen some really good coaches to use. I'm now coached by an IFBB Pro, Cuba. I've been coached by Andy Bolton in my powerlifting days, who was one of the strongest men in the world at one point. Dan Bedford, who represented GB. I've had all these guys as coaches. Mark Flack as well, he was really good. He got me to my first competition. Absolute unit. So over these 4 coaches, that's where I've taken my knowledge, and I've taken bits and bats of each. So it's not me being patronising. These videos are me trying to help people not do the same things as what I did wrong. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect now, but I've got a better idea than I did a few years ago. So yeah, any questions that you do want answering, I'm more than happy to go over. But as I say, just to reiterate, keep your routine as much as you can. Get the meals going in. Choose foods that you can digest well, you perform well on, you don't feel groggy on. Train hard and beat your best. That's important. You train with as much intensity as you can, and choose the right lifts. You know, focus on these big lifts that you want to get strong at, that are going to put the muscle fitness on. Alright then guys, I hope that were helpful. Cheers.